In 5 days, on March 1st, we will experience the latest installment of our President's governed by crisis philosophy. I'm talking, of course, of the sequestration, or more specifically, the $1.2 trillion in automatic cuts that will happen over the next 10 years unless Congress can come up with another solution to make similar amount of cuts. You've heard a lot recently in the news, and I'm sure on the internet, about how terrible these cuts will be, how bad it's going to be for our economy, and how hurtful they're going to be because they're not balanced. Well, you know something, Congress, and I'm talking to members of both parties here, you've had plenty of time to try to fix this. To go back and give you a little bit of the historical background on this sequestration, back in 2011, we had our crisis of the day at that point, and that was whether or not to raise the debt ceiling. Of course, President Obama wanted the debt ceiling increased, as did the Democrats, and the Republicans, and I think rightfully so, said, hey, wait a minute, we just can't keep borrowing money hand over fist. We've got to get serious about cutting our spending. So a solution was arrived at the time and proposed by President Obama. And this is, according to Bob Woodward, the author and journalist who was doing a book on this. This was President Obama's idea to say, okay, give us the increase in the debt ceiling now, and we will set up a super committee so that by January 1st of 2013, we'll come up with the cuts you're asking for. And if we don't come up with them, we'll have across-the-board automatic cuts. And everybody said, okay, we'll go along with that. Not everybody. I mean, there were votes against it. But this did pass both houses, and the President signed it. Of course, then we get to January 31st of 2012, and we have our next crisis, which is the fiscal cliff, which is the expiration of the Bush tax cuts along with this sequestration. And so they made another deal. Republicans went along with raising taxes on supposedly only the wealthy, although lots of people I've talked to, their checks are smaller now than they were before the turn of the year. Okay, give us these cuts, these tax increases now, and we'll bump this out to March 1st, and that'll give us time to really settle it. Well, now here March 1st is only 5 days away, and they still haven't reached any kind of agreement. And there are a lot of people across the country, and I have to say that I'm one of them, they kind of say, you know what, you guys aren't serious about cutting spending. And this goes to both parties. Okay, if you don't think the Republicans, who are screaming about how bad this is going to be to our defense budget, if you don't think they're beholden to a lot of these large defense contractors that give money to their campaigns, you're kind of naive, I think. But you've also got the same thing on the left with the Democrats. Oh, you can't cut this program, you can't cut that program. They never see a program that they think they can't live without, and so you end up with nothing being done. And in fact, they've been crying wolf so many times for so long about how bad things are going to be with this latest crisis. My feeling is, and I think a lot of people share this view, let the cuts happen. That's the only way we're going to get them, and then maybe you guys will learn to get serious about doing your job in a mature, grown-up way, and that includes spending cuts when you need to. And right now, with the trillions of dollars of debt we're getting every year, we kind of need to. So my feeling is, bring it on. Let's see what happens. Until next time, SasquatchCamp.com. Thank you.